Good morning. I hope all of y'all are well. I love hearing from any of you, so please say hello. And special shout out to Vanessa, of course, and Plum Plum. You guys have brought me some big smiles. And if you haven't checked out Hey You, if you like Temu, real Temu openings, this gal calls her channel Hey You. I've mentioned her before, but she's got COVID and she lives with her elderly mother. So I want you to make time to say a prayer for her and her mama. Excuse me. Just to send them some comfort and love, and thy will be done, but putting out some good energy and prayers because I want them to be okay. That's just my story. It brings me a lot of joy to watch her. Her name's Erin, E-R-I-N-N, because she's just so genuine and open. I wanted to mention a couple of I think I told you I was going to mention some of the YouTube channels I was watching. Hey You is the top one. Just Jen. Just Jen, I like some of the things she orders. I don't order, I haven't ordered very many things based off these reviews. Except maybe like the cream eyeshadow, because Rose had mentioned it as well. So, but I like watching because it's like, oh, what did she get now? And a lot of these gals are really into fingernails. And I have some, I gave in and bought some a while back. They're just sort of the faded French tip. I like a more natural look. And I really like the look of the white nails. I don't know if I have any of them. No. But I also got some for my toenails just to experiment. I thought that would be a hoot if they work. Okay, so hey everybody, Just Jen, Hot Mess Mama. She's adorable. I don't buy anything off her either, but I just love watching her. She's too sweet. I'd love to be neighbors with her. And I also like Kitty Street, Hauling It with Mima, Noni's Life, Cindy Lifestyle, and more. I like those. Cindy Lifestyle and More. I think she subscribed to this channel, which was really sweet of her. I'm not asking for subscribers because I love that people watch and comment so much, because I'm doing this for me to have company and to vent and chit chat. But I just think that's so sweet. So subscribe to some of these channels if you like them, because they are trying to build their channels. Okay, and another couple ones that I have watched that I think are interesting is Morgan Lee. I haven't seen her for a while. I don't know why she's not coming up. I'd have to like put in her name, I guess. Subscription Sisters. Faith, Champagne Taste on a Beer Budget. That gal's a hoot sometimes. I don't know if she's really doing it, but it looks like she takes herself and her reviews very seriously. She's adorable. I'd adopt her. Amy Michelle and Chick on the Cheap. Oh my gosh. I enjoy watching that one too. I just need to watch it more often to have it go into my top 10, top 8. And then the last one was More Than 2 Cents. You know, like, I'm going to give you my 2 cents worth. It's more than 2 cents. I thought that was hilarious. I've had people talk about light therapy masks, and their price has been outlandish, but on Temu, you can get one for $30-ish. I don't know. I really don't. I don't know. But I do know that I've done a lot of, thanks to Plum Plum. Thank you for making me think a little more than normal. Those injections, when I did my injections years ago, I did it with the old-fashioned injections. Thank God, because they just slowly break down, go into your system and into your waste product. From what I understood when I asked about it, that's how it dissolved. Now these new ones with hydrochloric acid, whatever, they're not doing that. They have a whole different way of dissolving. Watch some, please, before you get it done, please watch some of these videos. It's kind of like saying, I'm going to go to Mexico and drink the water, and you take your chance, you know? Back in the old days. I don't know what it's like now, but back in the old days, most people came back from vacations because they wouldn't drink the water, but they drink the drinks with the ice in them. Oh my God, too funny. Anyway, you take your chances. And the deal, though, is it's permanent. When it looks like it's breaking up from the lips and the fat pockets, and it's just starting to spread out. Like you put a nice cheeks and nice lips, but when it breaks down, it spreads out into the rest of the face. And they're concerned about it going up into the brain area. I don't know. But some of the pictures I've seen of how they make it show up in a scan, it's just like, oh man, that could be bad. Now, there are some people who aren't doing it, but if you look at, they're calling it pillow face. Go ahead and look how many people in the public eye are getting pillow face. And it's such a shame. Such a shame. I wondered how and why some people got certain looks that they were getting. I just didn't understand it. But I guess I understand a little better now. So sad. I am looking. Here's the deal. I'm done with shopping therapy. I'm finally done with shopping therapy. I feel like I haven't even been on the app for days. Something clicked, and I think because the bathroom chaos, my house is in chaos. Frankie, quit. What else was going on? Oh yeah, I started that fire. And there are enough exciting things going on that I just kind of over it. I guess it's easier to have shopping therapy when oh, this is one of those Temu bases. It's the one where you dip the sponge in and makes a pretty print on the sponge. But I took the top off because I want to see how much makeup's in there as I'm using it. And I like using a brush sometimes. I like using my fingers sometimes. The sponges, I've just never gotten to my groove with the sponges. That's just me. So, oh my goodness. It's going to be up to 90. Not bad, but still, it's not the 70s and 80s like it's been, which has been lovely. So, since it's too much hassle for me to go to my mother-in-law's to see clients through video, I've moved from room to room to find the best fit. So depending on when the construction workers come in, to start finally working on the bathroom. It's finally dry. They finally came in Monday. No, wait, today's Wednesday. Tuesday, Monday. They came in Monday evening and said, it's finally there. That's how wet it was under this house. From a repair that was done 2.5 years ago. It'd been dripping all that time. It took over 2 weeks for it to dry up. I think first of all, I just want to throw this in too. Thank goodness I had the brilliance to think of using my house insurance. Do you know that this is the first home I've owned in my name, and there have been times I've gotten repairs on my cars and just haven't forgotten to use insurance. When I was a kid, you didn't have to have liability insurance on your car, but then when I was a teenager, I don't know, 18 or maybe, I don't know. They were talking about it was mandatory to have liability insurance. So, I mean, that's all I had for a long time was liability insurance because I was not going to spend the extra money that I felt like I didn't have to on a bill. I'd rather use it to party. God. Oh, I was such a brat. Oh, I was going to tell you something. Oh. So, shopping. I'm just like over it. There are a lot of things that you can buy off of Amazon and be disappointed. There are a lot of things that you can buy off of Temu and be impressed and almost proud that you saved that chunk of change. You know I love you. I need a little more light in here. Oh. Whoopsie. That's what we do it. This is how we do it. Oh my God. And my knees, the muscles on the outside of the legs, like from the hip to the knee, in the knees, are so tight. I went to a chiropractor and he used one of those massagers on it, on this bad side. And he was like, I was like, do you have to do it that hard? So he comes over to the other, he goes, no, but that is the lowest setting. I'm like, no. Then he did on the other side. I said, yeah, use that setting. And he said, that's the same setting. He said, do you have one of these? I was like, yeah. But mine is nothing like his. So I went on Amazon and ordered a Bob and Tom's. Bob and Dave's. Dave and Bob's. You know who I'm talking about. I'm telling you what, if you have any neck, back, muscle, don't feel good, go to their channel. Dave and Bob's, Bob and Tom's, something like that. You'll find it, chiropractor. You'll find it. And they give all this free information. Talk about, they should get some kind of award for being so helpful. It's just, what beautiful people. Okay, so I gotta get some powder on. You know, I've tried using lipstick for powder. But unless my skin is really dry, I just love putting on powder. Lipstick or cream blush is beautiful, but I still love putting powder on. And then once I put powder on over that liquid blush, well, then I gotta add a little more blush, which has to be powder then, right? This is just a Coty. Oh, that Laura Geller dupe from Temu. Everybody, I'll tell you what, they have sold the crap out of that stuff. A lot of sales. And so I was reading all the reviews before I ordered it. And they're saying, wow, this is, what a great dupe. Lavender water. What a great dupe. Well, I'm glad people are saving tons of money on it, because that Laura Geller stuff's pretty expensive. And then on top of it, ooh, I think I'm going to need to order another one of those palettes. No! Dang it. I didn't realize just how low on that I was. This is one of those Temu palettes. Dang it. That has lots of shades of gray in it. And it just dawned on me how low it is. These are all colors I can use on my eyebrows, depending on what mood I'm in. I guess I have some other colors here I could use. But I like this because it's a taupe. You can't find taupes very often. And people with my hair color need taupe. Depending on what mood you're in. All right. Oh, so. Oh my God. So sometimes it is so fun. What did I just look at that big smudge. Did not mean to do that. Well, I know what I can do. Look at, I don't know, just a puff of color, I guess. So I was in a session with a client one time, and they were bragging about how they were volunteering somewhere, and then they found these wonderful books that someone suggested for them to read, for some brain candy, for, you know, being good to themselves, for some self-care. They want, and they just like, you know, I've just been so proud of myself. Things are going so good that I only read one chapter of that book you told me about, and I just feel so good about that. But I'm on my third book from this series, and I'm thinking, and yet I feel like what you want from me is a pat on the back, because your life isn't imploding as usual every 4 days. And it's not like I don't know where they're coming from, because I do. There we go. That fixed it. So, as I'm saying, well, you know, when bad things aren't happening, this is a good time to maintain the momentum of doing the work. And not slowing down, especially not quitting. Well, then there's a defensiveness. Well, I have worked really hard and I've come a long way. I don't do this or this anymore. And now I do this without even thinking. Okay. Good for you. That's fine. I'm not trying to tell you you're doing it wrong or bad. You're doing the best you can with what you have to work with. You're doing much better than most people. You're actually doing some work and getting some benefits. And if that's good for you, that's great. I'm just saying, I know you like to be proud of yourself for sort of being a leader in this area, this particular area. I said, if that's true, I'm just letting you know this is the time for you to do that. And when you're feeling terrible, it's an excellent time to do your work, not rest on your laurels. And that if going to work on your stuff all the time is happening, our body will tell us sometimes, you're too tired to do that. You're too busy to do this. You're going to be judged if you do that other thing. You know, there's a list of reasons people won't do their homework. The brain, and it's not because they don't want to do their homework, it's because the drive, the reptile brain is saying, that's not right. That's not normal. That don't change us. And we don't like change. Humans don't like change, right? So you have to decide. I get so excited about it. What is worth to you, you know? I am making mistakes all over the place. I don't know what's going on. Whoops. That's all right. We'll figure that out too. Put some powder on there and dry it out. Otherwise my eyeshadow's not going to go on very well. And then I didn't even finish my eyebrows. Good goodness. Oh yeah, because I had that big old black spot. That was funny. Kind of funny. You know, sometimes when we're easily upset, things like getting smudges and messing up our eyeliner, especially if 2 or 3 of those things are happening one right after another or at the same time, it's so easy, if you're not taking care of yourself by doing these exercises to stay calm, very easy to kind of lose your bananas. Oh, so anyway, we're having this conversation and I'm explaining. I said, I'm not going to go through all the neural pathway talk because I do it all the time. But if you're losing sleep at night because you're doing this homework, think of how you're reorganizing your brain when it's resisting that hard. When you make yourself read the same sentence over and over again because your brain isn't comprehending. But yet it will comprehend a romance novel or a science fiction or a detective bloody murder story. But it'll comprehend that. But the brain is fighting emotional change, because that's fantasy out there. Now you're messing with life. So yeah, you wonder why that kind of work is boring? Trust me, it's not boring. Your brain is simply trying to gaslight you into staying the same. It's a true story. The important part is finding a teacher that you get along with, someone you can believe, someone you feel like is being genuine and honest with you. If you're sensitive to hypocrites, like I was. Back when I was just starting my experience with therapy, there was not a lot of regulation with it. So I was very lucky that I didn't get taken advantage of, because I was very gullible sometimes, but I was also such a little hard ass sometimes. You just never knew. It was almost like multiple personalities. But it wasn't. It was just attachment style issues. But it was hard to find a therapist with good training and guts to stand up to a cute little tiny blonde who was underweight and so pale and adorable. Blah, blah. It's a true story. So that's why with some of my, like the client I was just talking about, so cute. Oh my God. I could adopt her in a second. Don't tell her I said that. Ugh. And it's, maybe why, and I've told her this, so it's not a secret, that sometimes I'm a little hard on her because she seems to think, because it's true, she's gotten away with a lot with other therapists. Sorry, I'm trying to reorganize just a tiny bit. Realized it's going to be easier to do it this way. She's gotten away with way too much because she's dang cute. I mean, adorable. And that's just not making it in my book. You just can't rest on your laurels like that. So when I'm hard on her, I think it hurts her feelings, but she thinks about it. So here's what happened. She's a little shit, but she's my little shit kind of thing. So I was thinking, oh, come on, girl. You'll get it. In between, conversations. And so, she sent me this text that explained how hard she's worked, and she thought that I'm the one person who could see it, kind of thing. And I said, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to give you the impression that I don't see your growth. That is far from the truth. I do. I just hope that you'll consider working a little harder every chance you get, because the more you work on your neural pathways, instead of reading these romance novels or whatever you're reading, and read the assignments I've wanted you to. I mean, finally, one chapter. Woohoo! Out of how long? But I didn't say that part. Poor girl. And so I guess she must have thought about it for a little while. And then I get a text saying, so when I'm tired and frustrated, that's when doing the homework could do the most good. And I was just like, she either got it or she's kissing up because she doesn't want me mad at her. Because we get so worried that someone we care about is going to be mad at us. So I have to remind her, I'm your therapist, not your mother or grandma. I'm never going to fire you or be disappointed in anybody. I mean, oh my God, we're all on our own journeys. I'll tell you what, when I look back and think about how hard-headed I was, thinking I was growing and doing it right, and then I look back on it and think, oh my God, I was so hard-headed. So the good news is any growth is good growth. I don't care who you are. Any growth is good growth. That's all there is to it. I don't know. So what have you been doing for your growth lately? I got down a couple books that I want to reread. I'd love for if there's a young woman watching here, someone who's pre-menopause or post-menopause, and you're wondering, why am I so emotional? Why is this happening? How can I do that? If you got terrible cramps with your period, I would love for you to read the book called Her Blood is Gold. And if you're having power and control issues with your partner, I'd love for you to read Getting to I Do. That book is really good at helping us with some of our control issues. If you're arguing a lot with somebody, I would love for you to read the book, The Verbally Abusive Relationship. I think it's by Patricia Evans, actually. What else? I used to have a much bigger website, and I just haven't paid much attention to it. I think I still have one. I know I paid a bill on something not too long ago, but I used to have a tab that you could click on for recommended reading, and those books were on it, I'm pretty sure. Okay, what am I doing? Not wanting to go to work. I was thinking recently, I'm too old for this. What if I decided to travel a little bit, go see a couple friends, even if it's just for a couple days. I know one I want to see for at least a week, though. And if I can't have good service, I'll just have to call up and cancel with my clients or have a telephone appointment. And I would have never risked that before in the past because I'm so dedicated to my work. But I don't know, something inside me is kind of changing. I don't know what all that's about. But I'm not mad about it. Not mad about it. I have blush to put on now. I had a blush brush. Where did I put it? Oh, here it is. So what are y'all gonna be doing today? I don't know. Let's go play hooky today. Can we do that and not get in trouble? Maybe invite all my clients over to and have a garden party and a little group therapy. Oh, that would be so freaking good. Because they really could learn a lot from each other. Group therapy is the bomb. I love group therapy. I can't believe. Vanessa, thank you for the compliment about my hair. I don't know. How lucky I am that I like my hair. Yeah, these are just little notes. I guess I mentioned everything. Here's something I want to share about the injections and light masks and different supplements of like this hyaluronic acid, injections, topicals, supplements. If something hasn't been around for at least 10 years, don't. If you were my kid, I would tell you, just don't. Just don't. Please. If you're my kids, I'd say don't. Don't know what people are doing. Like, I remember when I was, gosh, I had made yet another move. I was starting over, making friends. I was out in Portland, Oregon. A lot of famous people live out there. A lot of good clientele out there. If you want to start a business of any kind, and mascara. Duh. Anyway, I got talked into by a doctor friend of my ex-husband, who was also in medicine, and there was something new called Accutane, and you had to go in every week to get your liver checked, or kidneys. I can't remember which one, but that's how new it was. And I can't believe I had the guts to try it, but my skin had always made me feel like it was body dysphoria, because I never had a shortage of friends when I was a decent person. I never had a shortage of boyfriends, even when I wasn't being a decent person. But when I looked in the mirror, all I saw were these disgusting blemishes, right? So anyway, I was in my 40s, late 30s, something like that. And they put me on the program. It was so popular. But it got, I guess, from my memory, they warned you it was going to get worse before it gets better. Right? So, I knew I was risking, especially when you have to go in and you have to get your blood counts done. And then I think you had to be on it for a year or 18 months. I don't remember what, but then they wanted you to come even after the protocol was done. Because it was still in the research. I mean, they were still researching it, I guess. But, it was kind of scary on one side, but very exciting on the other. Even the, oh my God, my face looks so horrible. Worse than it had been since I was a teenager. It was horrible. I mean, acne was part of my lifestyle. I mean, I was always picking on my face. I have all these scars from picking on my face and from some of the huge just pores of constantly being stretched out because it was one pimple after another. As soon as one got out, there was another one. And the blackheads, whiteheads, acne, just regular pimples. I had them all. Yeah, it was sad. With, it's so sad that a kid should be burdened with something like that when they're already burdened with all that stress that's not helping. Go get him, honey. The neighbor's dog's barking. It's cute how they run up and down the fence. So anyway, I get wanting to try something new because you feel so bad about a certain part of your body. I understand that. But there are a lot of people who just need a good pep talk, a little therapy, so that they don't put on breasts or take off breasts. That's not a great thing to do to your body. Implanting something into your organ, your largest organ, right? You're implanting something or extracting something. And think that implant is innocuous or taking something out isn't going to change the whole balance of something else. I just find it risky. But I'm also kind of chicken. I've only had a few surgeries. And they were ones that, like the Accutane, that was risky. I'm going to admit that. I had my eyelids done when I was 50 because they were always so heavy. That was risky to me. One of the things is sometimes when people get older, you can tell when they've had certain surgeries. And you can on me because there's like these little pockets right here. There's a little, you can tell, that's a tell. Where it's like a thickness here and then a pocket. That's not, that's evidence there. And then I had foot surgery one time. Because I was born with a club foot. And I got that when I was 54, 55. Yeah. Something like that. That didn't seem like such a scary operation. But they always make little mistakes, almost always. He accidentally stitched something that attaches my skin to cartilage when he was closing up, I guess. I was asleep, I don't know. And so, the skin there isn't smooth. So where there's a scar, there's also, you can tell if you rub lotion on it or something. It's like it's pinned down in that one spot. Man, it took years for my big toe to not be numb. So, and now I'm just growing a normal bunion on it. Well, that's some more of my life story. And more proof that I need a vacation because I'm complaining, basically, I guess, a little bit about how hard-headed some of my sweet clients are. So funny. It's almost like they were born to be my kids, you know? Or somehow I was born to meet them. Because sometimes it's like, I told one of them, I said, hey, you can throw a fit all you want. You can hang up on our video session if you want. But I'm going to sit right here and do paperwork till you come back. Because I'm not going to fire you. And when you calm down, you know, I'm going to be sitting right here when you get back. And if you're so mad that you want to fire me or you don't want to come back, I'll send you a bill. We'll be even. Just know you can come back anytime you want. Because I really value the work we do together. I've had to have that speech a couple times. Kids. It's funny. In the beginning, there weren't a lot of rules and regulations, like I said. But they then started, and there were a lot of bad things that happened to good people. Or to people who were just vulnerable, right? It's a shame. But then they put in lots of rules and regulations, and they kept building on it for a couple decades until it was just like ridiculous. Your hands are tied. And if you didn't go along with the narrative, you could lose your license. Even though the narrative, whatever the politics is of the day, you're just supposed to agree with them and sign papers and send them to the doctor. Well, that's not good mental health. Come on. I like that they're starting to open that up again to where you can be honest, which I'm sorry, I have to be honest. And I've told a couple of my clients. I told one that was on way too much testosterone. I said, you can go ahead and report me to the state, but I'm telling you what, you're on so much testosterone, you're beating up your girlfriend, and you want me to call your doctor and say you need more testosterone? Not until you get this anger issue worked out. No. You're going from being a bullied female to being a bully male, beating up on your girlfriend. No, you don't get more testosterone. People. Sorry. Not gonna do it. I know too much about domestic violence. You don't mess with that stuff now. Just telling you. All right, crap, I gotta go. I'm lonely. I think we all should get together somewhere nice and like Vegas. Maybe rent a big house there instead of a hotel. Get out in a community. And then if we want to go places, we can rent a little bus or van. Like a senior citizen van with all the nice windows. But that has a big pool and lots of lounge chairs and a big kitchen. Hire someone in to come prepare our food. I'm going to daydream about that a little while. Maybe I'll manifest some kind of, I don't know, resort getaway. But in the United States, I don't want to go out of the country. Too many crazy things going on. If you hear of anything, put a comment. Please comment. I love to hear from you. Say hi. All right. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Talk to you soon. Thanks for listening to me vent. I appreciate it. Come back and listen to me vent some more. I'll try to do a live this weekend again. I know I hadn't been doing it very often, but I'm going to try to do them more often because I feel like I'm a happier person when I do that. I think I've said that before, but I really mean it this time. I don't know. We'll see. Frankie, say bye. Oh, hi, baby. Are you awake? You moved your eyeballs. Poor puppy. Okay, I gotta go to work. Bye for now.